All right, welcome everyone. Hope you're having an awesome Monday. It's a good start of the week. Patrick, are you Monday or are you Sunday? Where the hell are you, man?
It's actually my Tuesday morning and it's at a ridiculous hour. It's 3:30 a.m. for me. So go figure.
Next time, next time we'll adjust it so that you don't have to stay up all night for this, okay?
I know. I get up early. Like most of our clients are in the States, so it's just the joys of being a business that operates in multiple territories. So yeah, it's not too bad.
I love it, man. How long have you been running this company?
Going on 6 years now. Yeah, so we've been going for a little while. Yeah.
And what made you decide to jump into the US market?
We've been in the US for a while, but more generally, we've seen that personalized or relationship-based marketing is it's the home of that in the United States. You guys really understand how important that stuff is. So our product it started as just purely a consumer tool. It was allowing people to connect meaningfully using the solution. And we just got approached a lot by businesses and went, hang on, we probably should listen to all of this inquiry and built out the platform accordingly.
You know what's interesting is through and then we'll get started. I was just letting everybody come in.
Sure.
What I've noticed through COVID as we've gone away from it is that this matters even more, man. People want to
Hmm.
know that they actually matter to
Hmm.
you
Hmm.
in a way that they feel they can connect. And what better way than actually showing them that you care in this way? It's so simple, but
Yep.
psychologically, it's so deep. So, thanks
Yep.
for doing this, Patrick. I appreciate it. But before we get started, everyone that's on here or on Facebook, whatever group you're on with us, or LinkedIn, let us know what city and state you're from or what country. Patrick, we'll start with you. What part of Australia are you from, man?
I'm from Queensland, just north of Brisbane. So yeah, we've got an Olympic Games coming up in a decade or so. But yeah, so that's where I'm from.
Brisbane. Nice. What's the weather like usually there right now?
Oh, I'm going to do a terrible job of turning it into Fahrenheit. I don't know. It's summertime, so
Is it
it's
cold
nice
or
and
hot? Hot.
it's
Okay.
hot. It's getting warmer all the time. So yeah, we're yeah. I'm on a place called the Sunshine Coast, so it's all about the beach and
So it's
very
like
nice
Los
place to live.
Angeles.
It
Nice.
is it is very similar in climate and feel to Los Angeles. Yeah.
Nice. And Jake, who's in the background out of Ventura, not too far from me. Kathy, Tryon, North Carolina. Hi, Mount Oreb from, is that Ohio? I'm terrible. Kennett Square, Pennsylvania. And everyone else, let us know where you're from. Let's get started, Patrick. Why should we be preparing now to be sending out cards, personalized cards for the holidays?
Yeah, well, I think more generally, it's like why do this at all, right? Why? Um, Sorry, let me just share my screen. Hopefully that works.
And for those of you that are trying to figure out where we're at, just go to cardly.net so you can see. He's on the back end of this. So there you go.
Sorry,
And no
let's share the
problem,
right
man.
screen. Okay. Yeah. So I guess why send holiday cards at all, really? And for for us, um, and I think you've said this better than us. Past clients are really the key to your future success in real estate. It's so important to remain engaged. Now you don't need to do it now. I mean, one of the beauties of our platform is you can do it much closer to Christmas. Our cutoff is more like the 15th of December, but it's one of those things, if you don't leave it, if you're not thinking about it early enough, it's going to be a
Hmm.
stress, and who needs extra stress in their life? We've all got enough going on anyway.
Nice.
Um, but yeah, like to your point, getting things to go in home, engaging with people actually at their place of residence and building that rapport
Hmm.
is super valuable. Real estate's a relationship game. That's what this is about. And as you said, kicking off, like even more than ever, the fact that you want to show that you care, the fact that you want to, recognize people during the holidays is a great
Yeah.
way to do that. It's sort of like, you're always going to stay top of mind. The other thing as well, which is I think interesting at during the holidays is people keep these things. So I've got this photo here, but it's not uncommon that people will actually keep all their greeting cards. They'll display them proudly. They'll have them actually, you know, visible for an extended period of time. It's not uncommon for these things to still be hanging around 2 or 3 months afterwards, and some people even keep them forever. So that's really powerful. And if it was coming from yourself or myself, it's like, well, that's right. Patrick sent me that, or Tristan sent me that, and
Mhm.
yeah, it continues to mean a lot ongoing. And as you've said before, you know, that level of engagement at the right time is really powerful. I think, with our platform, it's not just about holiday cards. There's plenty of other reasons why you would engage with, personalized mail throughout the year. Certainly house anniversaries, other life events. There's plenty of other occasions, but holidays is just one where, it's a no-brainer. If you're not going to do it at any other time of the year, for mine, holiday cards is a time that it makes sense to at least do it then. I don't know what
I
your
love
view of
that.
that is, but
No, man, I agree with you. I think for us, and I'm going to stop sharing really quick so people can kind of gauge where it fits into our processes. And
mhm,
it's something that we call hop. Let me see if I can share my screen. It's in the book that there it is. It's in the book that I just published called Real Estate Prospecting. It's small. I'm trying to zoom in. I can't. But it's the hop method. And for us, it's towards the beginning of it. If you squint, you can see under H, your brand meets them at home through postcards, handwritten notes, or personal gifts. For us, that's where it fits in because we have to think what's the easiest thing we can do when we're trying to connect with people, and that's have our brand meet them at their home. And look, if you can't afford to send out a card, grab a card, go to Target, Amazon, get the pack, start there. But as you scale up and you do more of it, which you definitely should, then that's where a company like this comes into play, right? Cardly will allow you to be able to scale this and grow this, especially during the holidays when you want to send out more to connect with people. But the thing we've noticed, Patrick, and this is where I brought it up at the beginning, it's been an important piece to us because what happens psychologically with people is they think, wow, somebody, Patrick, took time to write a message to me, right? And it says something meaningful, right? He's not trying to
mhm,
sell me. He's not going to
yeah,
be, and don't forget, I love referrals, right? Don't forget, the best thing you could do for me is send me a referral. It's more like, hey, I hope you have an amazing Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year, whatever it is. This is what we're going to be doing. And hopefully we see each other, meet up. If not, text me and say hello.
mhm,
Very authentic, very personal.
yep,
And some of you I know also do Christmas pictures or holiday pictures. It's a great time to add that to the front if that's what you do. I don't do that, but I know a lot of you do. So, Patrick, for us, it fits at the very top of this process, which is the HOP method. And we find that this works the best with our community, our local community. So, my neighbors, right? And it works extremely well with my core past clients and my core sphere. That means those people that if I'm in the supermarket or at a comic book store, right, and somebody sees me, they'll be like, hey, what's up, Tristan? That's who I'm targeting with this. Would you agree with that or would you use it differently?
no, I totally agree. And I think the biggest thing that you said there that I think we try and educate agents around is that authenticity and making sure to be really about the engagement first and less about trying to push too hard into the referral too soon or making it too much about themselves. Um, for it to come across as being genuine, you need to be genuine. Don't try and make it do more than it needs to do. It is about the engagement. It's about the relationship building first, and the sales will come and the referrals will come if you do that. I think we live in a world where everyone's a little bit impatient, and sometimes we'll see, whoa, okay, hold up, that's mostly about your brand. What about the person you're actually sending to? And that's something we constantly strive to sort of school people about, the appropriate language. And with a platform like ours, you can make it ridiculously personalized. Like if you've got the information, the messages can each be individualized. The two So it's going to say, Dear Patrick, Dear Tristan. It's going to be all contextual, and as much as you want. You can have, reference the property address, how many years they've been living there, all of those things that make it show that you care, but
Mm.
that's not an excuse not to still think about the overall, engagement and where it sits and how how you're using it to best effect. And we even see that. So we do see people using it for prospecting and our solution for prospecting. But even then, it still will be authentic about that. Tell them about a real sale, tell them about a real opportunity, and try and not say too much as well. Like when someone receives anything in the mail, like all our cards, letters, postcards, whatever you send with us, well, except for postcards, but everything comes in a craft envelope with a real stamp on it. It's getting open, 100% open rate. So it's like you're creating some sort of social contract there with people to say, hey, this is something personal to you. You should open it and engage with it. And if the first thing they do when they open the card is see, your face on the front, it's not gonna, you know, it's almost a bait and switch. It's a bit disingenuous. You've tricked them, and that's definitely not what you want to do. You want it to be authentic and genuine, and then it will work well. Like it's not uncommon for us to see. So we use personalized QR codes. It's a way that we can sort of take that offline piece and turn it back into an online process. But we'll see scan rates on our QR codes of up to 35%, but it's getting that 35% is coming from
That's
those
big.
sort of really authentic versus being a bit disingenuous.
What's the QR code lead them to typically?
They can have it go to anything they like. It could be a YouTube channel, it could be an appraisal sign up page, any sort of web form, any URL you want. The uniqueness about it is that each QR code can actually be unique to the individual. If I just screen share again, I'll show you
Yeah, please.
um, what that actually looks like. So yeah, so the QR code itself can lead to any page you want. But the one that let's say I was sending cards to you and maybe a couple of people watching, each person would be personalized. So it's going to say, Dear Tristan, Dear Jane, whomever. But the actual QR code that each person receives is unique to them. So we can say, well, Tristan scanned it, 2 p.m. and Jane scanned 3 days later at 1 p.m. So yeah, it's very cool, and you can do a
We're
lot with that.
Patrick, we're seeing why use Cardly. Is that the right screen you were on?
Yeah, it is. Sorry, but let
Okay.
me show you the next page, which shows you what a QR code looks like. So, yeah, literally a QR code sitting within a card. You can scan it and then go to wherever you want.
Right.
This is a live card. This is used by some agents in Australia. The message on
Okay.
the right is probably not super clear, but that's highly contextual to the recipient. It's actually celebrating a particular house anniversary, and then that QR code that's very successful for them. So they've got
Ah,
it's a happy anniversary card, but then it's
yeah.
got a call to action. You may not be able to see that, but it says scan here to find out how much your house is worth.
I
So
just
they
scanned the QR code.
oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Scanning the screen. So, but look, if you're okay with it, what I might do is sort of jump in and show the platform a little bit, and then if
yeah,
people have got questions, we can sort of go through that as we get on. So, what I've done, Tristan, is actually I'm logging into your account. Now, you created a free account
perfect.
with us, which was great. So I'm going to log into that and then sort of walk around it very quickly. Um, I might just jump, because we were just speaking about QR codes, I'll literally demonstrate how easy that is to see. So under orders here, I've got QR code scans. And because you scanned your QR code, I can actually show you when you did that. Oh, actually, no, you haven't scanned yours yet. But
Not
if you
yet.
did,
No.
if you were to scan the one that we sent,
Hmm.
it would appear here. So it's showing as 0 scans at this point in time. But yeah, let me take you through it works. So if we're talking about holiday cards, it's one of the more simple ways of using the platform. It can be used for lots of different things, but the beauty of holiday cards is actually really simple to do. What you would first do is come in and go, well, what do I want it to look like? So there's 3 real steps: choosing what you want things to look like, choosing what you want to say, and the third is sending it out to the list of people that you want to send to. So you'll see here, my first option is I can actually add my own design. So if you ever wanted to do that, you could absolutely do that. Otherwise, you can go and add your own designs, and I've added one of them here. So under Christmas, for example, I could also look under holiday, but if I go under Christmas, there's uh, There should be a fair few designs there, over 100
As
different
it
designs.
as it's loading, I have a question. Quick
Yeah,
question.
go for it.
And it's from Peter. Are your cards handwritten or is it a font?
We use an algorithmic approach. So it is people's handwriting. It's that they are printed inside the card, but it's printed in such a way that even the ink is sort of imperfect. The actual writing itself is imperfect. They look like they're
It's
handwritten
so
to the
deep.
same extent
So
as any of the other, services out there that offer handwriting like this. So yeah,
yeah.
I mean, it's real handwriting. It's done with AI and with an algorithm. So with much the same effect. So what I was just going to quickly demonstrate is, yeah, if you come into here, for example, you'll see lots of different designs. It's because I've got this filter on. There's actually 300, more than 300 Christmas designs to choose from. And you
Oh wow.
just add any design you want. Let's say, you like these ones. You'll note as well, Tristan, it's automatically got your logo
Oh,
applying on the
nice.
back of the card. Um, but yeah, you would just choose any, again, one of the advantages of our system is you could send multiple um, designs as part of one campaign. So if you liked, these three designs, you could use those as in the same campaign. So I'll just demonstrate that if I just add these ones. So I'm just hitting the add button, and then if I go back to my library, it'll load in with all the designs I've chosen thus far. Now, so I've now got some artwork that I can send, which is great. That's the first step done. If you did want to do your own design, you absolutely can. I'll show you how that works as well. So if we had this example here, these are the options. So you could be sending a folded greeting card, a postcard, a letter, or a note card. Obviously holidays, we're going to go with a folded greeting card. You get to choose here what you want it to look like. Do you want it to be a portrait or a landscape? In this case, I'll choose landscape. And then here, I'll just give it an example. So this one would be a card specifically for yourself, Tristan. And on the front here, we'll upload from here. And then the inside of the card, you can have an image as well. So let's say, for example, we wanted a little photo of you in there. We'll do that. And then on the back,
Cool.
we'll put a bit of a sort of a more different effect around the, oops, not that. I don't want you on the back. I want the back image on the back.
There we go. I mean, it helps that you named them, so that's perfect.
Yeah. But you get
Wish.
a visual representation, right? So you can see what the
Oh,
back's
that's
going to look
nice,
like.
man. I like
You
that.
can see what the front's going to look like and what the inside's going to look like. So we've got something created there. We can then review the artwork, make sure we're absolutely happy with it, and submit it. So now we've got our own design, and there's a little bit of setup in making sure that you've got some images and so on to use. But yeah, as you said at the start, you could be using your own family portrait, Christmas image on the front of the card just as easily as that. So that's the first step. I've got some artwork there. The next step is to just create the message inside. Now this is where you get just so much flexibility around what you want this to look like. Now I've created one here just to sort of fast track this a little bit, but I'll still be able to demonstrate a few things about it. When you come into the template, it doesn't show the artwork. What it's doing is giving us the option to lay out the card. And as I said before, you could actually have two different
Ooh,
designs. So we could preview this artwork, for example, with either of the landscape designs we've got, either this generic one that we had here, and this is what it would now look like with this one on the front.
that's cute.
And then we can see automatically the logo being applied on the back.
Oh, that's nice.
Or we could try it with the other one. And the reason why we might do that with the other one is that you'll see that in that particular design, up the top here, we've got this picture of you. So we might
Oh,
want to put a QR code in there and say, hey, scan here to get in touch, or some
got
other
it.
call to action.
Lift
Again,
up your camera and put the camera on it, scan it, because we might have to instruct some people how to do it. It's
yeah, I
crazy.
mean, it was definitely prior to the pandemic. I think it was more of a learning curve around QR codes,
Yeah,
but it has become a little bit more ubiquitous,
yeah.
and people are much better at doing it. So it's not as difficult as it once was. But just to quickly demonstrate that, so it's just I just went to more tools and added a QR code there, and I could very simply I can change the size of this thing, change the instruction. As you say, it says scan below with your smartphone. We've got some other text down here, but It could be as simple as that, or you can change the wording around this if you needed to. And then here you can put in a default URL. So you
So I
could
can
have
put
your
the, somebody asked if I could add a video, so we can make a YouTube
absolutely.
video on this pretty easy.
Absolutely. So we have seen people do that with like market updates. So it'll be like, scan here to see a video about the latest market updates or anything like that. Now, I'm going to not use this design because I think for holidays, to your point, is sort of just go purely into a genuine space. And we've got this message here. Now you see this little gray box, this is what we call a variable. You can have as many of those inside a card as you want. So if I click on that, you'll see that the one I had here was first name. The QR code is a variable in itself. Literally everyone can have a unique URL if you wanted them to. It's completely up to yourself. But I can have more of these. So I could have one for property address, um, years since the purchase, what have you. You'll see as well that this is actually a signature. We didn't have your signature, Tristan, so we just sort of mocked one up. But you can see that we can make this as big as we want. Rotate it, move it wherever it needs to go. And this is why we call it a template, because you're sort of placing these things, making sure they're right. And then when you're happy, you just save it. I'm just going to pick up one other thing you had on your hop slide, which was you might want to make this a gift. And we do gifts really, really well in that
Oh,
you can add gift cards. And we have over 200 different gift cards from pretty much every major retailer across the United States.
oh,
So you can
this
choose
works in
which,
Canada too. I just saw that,
yep,
right?
yeah, Canada, the UK, and Australia are our primary markets, but we ship into about 50
Wait
different
a second,
countries.
you have Burger King? Scroll up, buddy.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
haven't seen Burger King in a long time.
yeah.
All right,
Oh,
just
we got lots.
You can
Yeah,
continue.
yeah.
Sorry.
So there's over 200. So that, would you want to use all of them? I don't know.
Yeah.
One of the things that is great is that if you select any of these, let's say it's Amazon, and it was, a $20 voucher, you'll see here that we've got this toggled on that says allow recipient to swap the gift. So if they get the gift from you and they want to change their mind and say, oh, you know what, I don't want to use Amazon, they can actually swap it for any other brand here. The other way you can do it is you can just give them, let them choose card, and they can similarly, you say, well, here's $20, use it wherever you want. Do you want to use it at AMC? Do you want to use it at Amazon? Do you want to use it at Uber Eats? We've got
Mm.
choices.
Yeah, I would
And
like
you
an
will,
Amazon. That's
cool.
actually good to
Well,
totally use.
let's give you an Amazon voucher, and we'll add it to the card.
Cool, cool.
And it's as simple
Pretty
as this.
good,
Then
man.
you place it wherever you want it to be inside the card, and then that becomes part of your template. So and you might do this for like your core people. You might
Uh-huh.
have like your A-listers where you would actually want
Like
to
Happy
give them.
Thanksgiving to like your top 15, top 20. Here's a gift
Yeah,
card.
yeah. And then for everyone else, you mightn't include a gift card. You might have something else, and you can have as many of these templates as you need. Um, I had this saved already as like a holiday one, but I could quite easily save this as a different version of that. So I could have a version with gift card, a version without gift card. So yeah, that's templates.
That's really good, man. I
And
have
then
a
the font,
question.
yeah, go for it.
I have a question about that. When you're building these out, every gift card that pops up to that screen is a scannable QR code, so it takes me to the free gift card. Doesn't matter
Correct.
what gift card.
No, it would if you prescribed it to only be Amazon, it would only be an Amazon gift card. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, like if I chose an AMC gift card, it
Hmm.
would be a QR code. Or if I chose a
Correct. So
okay, got it. That was my
yeah,
question.
so they scan that, then they redeem it. They get a digital gift card from AMC that they can just walk into an AMC and use. Yeah.
Got it.
The
All right.
beauty the beauty of that is that if for whatever reason that card didn't arrive and was returned to you, we can actually cancel the gift voucher and refund you. The other thing as well is that there's nothing additional to pay with our gift cards. I know that some services out there, a $10 voucher costs $12 or $13. It's just the face value for us. So it's $10. Amazon is a $10 Amazon voucher. There's no sort of hidden things there. There's also no subscriptions or anything like that with our service. So we've got artwork, we've got a template. Our final step is just sending. So if we were sending a holiday campaign, what you would typically do is exactly that, use the send option campaign. And what that will let you do is send a campaign. So if I hit create campaign, You'll
Hmm.
note as well, we've got these little videos all the way through that help sort of inform this stuff. But
Easy.
let's just call it holidays 2023. And here I'm going to use the holiday template we created. And here
Okay.
I'm just going to choose this artwork, but I could quite easily select multiple artwork. So if you recall before I selected those three, if I was sending a portrait design, I could actually use any of those three as part of the campaign, and then away I go, but I'm just going to use the one. And then here you've got a bunch of options about how you get the cards out to people. You can have
Hmm.
them come back to you unsealed, so you can include something else in it if you wanted to do something with it. You can have them
Oh.
come back to you unsealed without stamps,
Hmm.
um, with just their name on the envelope. And that allows you to put it maybe with a gift. So if you were going to actually hand deliver a gift, you can get the card, add it to the gift, and actually give it to the person in person.
Oh, wow.
Or you can have it they're fully addressed but without a stamp on it as well. So there's three options there.
That's
Most people will
crazy.
use this to just send direct to the
Yeah.
recipient.
Most of the time I would too, but that's cool that you have that option, dude. I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
you got some options there. And to your comment before about when would you want to send, you've got this option to send immediately, or you can actually
Oh,
just send a specific date. So if we wanted to target a particular date in November or
yeah.
Christmas time, you can just be really prescriptive about that. So that allows you to do it now. As I was saying from the outset, you can do these things now and just set and forget. So there's nothing preventing you from coming in, creating a holiday card campaign today. Sorry, go on, Tristan.
For that, if we're choosing it for Thanksgiving,
Hmm.
does it also take into consideration that everything is slower as far as mailing in Thanksgiving?
Yeah,
So,
so we take into account USPS delivery times all the way through. So if we were doing an automation or anything else, we know when they're experiencing any shipping delays. Mail doesn't tend to get caught up in sort of parcel delays, so mail doesn't tend to suffer to the same extent, but we will always make sure it arrives on or just before your target date. A huge number of people use us for birthday automations, and you
yeah,
can
that makes
imagine a
sense.
birthday card after a birthday is almost worthless. It doesn't mean as much. So we're
Yeah.
very good at making sure that it arrives on or just before that target date. So this is
Okay.
very reliable. So then we're down to this final step, which is like uploading a spreadsheet. I'll download this example here, but basically it's what you'd expect. So first names, last names, mailing address,
Easy.
details. So if I then open that very quickly, just conscious of time, but if I open that one I just downloaded,
When I'm looking at this as it's downloading or uploading, Patrick, what's the pricing per card? And does it go down significantly if I do it in bulk, or what does
it
this look like?
does. Yeah. So um, I'll go back just quickly to this screen. So if we go, can I just come back to that just so I don't lose
Yeah, yeah,
where
no
we're at?
problem, buddy. No problem.
Just because if I jump out of this screen, I will lose um, what I'm seeing there. So if let's imagine, so it's taken your company name, your addressing details. If as an example, just to sort of frame it. So first name,
Hmm.
last name, mailing address, details, and here you see you can actually specify an arrival date, or I can leave that blank and it'll just use the one that I had the option on the previous screen. You'll see
Love
that
it.
the variable inside the card was first name, so Patrick as well. And then that's it. That's all I need there. I don't need the shipping method necessarily. That's always going to default to a forever stamp anyway. But you'll see, state and so on. So I can have as many people in this list as I want. And
I
then
love
all I
it.
do is go, yep, I'm happy with that. And I'll download that as an Excel spreadsheet and come
Hmm.
back into my campaign. Now, this only got one person on it, but this could easily be 10, 15, 150, 1,000 people. It doesn't really matter. And if I
Hmm.
just, if it gives me this example, it will then map all of the fields. So it's going, okay,
Oh,
this is the
easy.
first name, this is the last name. Very quick check to make sure it's right. Again, there's a video here that you can watch. I'm going to do it quickly so that we can get to the next step, and it will create a campaign. Oh, I didn't prescribe a date. I'm just going to do it as soon as possible. That's fine. Uh, and then create campaign, and then we can go to the finalize screen. Now, we haven't paid for anything yet, but what we can do here is actually see what these things will look like. So you'll recall that before it just had little grey boxes where
Yeah,
things would be replaced. It will download a proof of both the card and the envelope here for me to look at.
got it.
So if I look at the card, it now says, "Dear Patrick, happy holidays," and it's got a bit of a message there.
That's
And
cute.
similarly, if I go to the envelope, you'll see it's got return address, the address there as well, and a
Easy.
real stamp gets affixed. And as I said, that's going to be in a craft envelope like so.
Okay. And then Shannon's got a question for you.
Yeah, go
How
for it.
many first names can you address to on the first card? Do you suggest Patrick, comma, Kate, and family, etc.?
Yeah, so we would call that a salutation where you've actually merged a bunch of names. So in that spreadsheet, what you would do here, so this is the details that would go on the front of the envelope, all this stuff at the start. What you put in here for the first name, that can be whatever you need it to be. So if that was, in my case, that might be Patrick, Morgan, and family. That's what would then appear inside the card. It would say, "Dear Patrick, Morgan, and family." So yeah.
Perfect.
Um, and now let's go back to your pricing question, because we do have a special offer for all LCA um, people. And if I go to credit, it's a credit system. You purchase credits. The more you purchase, the cheaper it becomes, but it's cumulative. So let's say you started with 10 credits, it will
Mhm.
be, you'd be in this bracket here, this $3.60 price point. If you then came and bought another 40 credits, 10 plus 40 equals 50. So the second batch would actually be $3.20. Now we're offering that anyone who comes via the LCA landing page that we've created, which is just cardly.net/labcoat agents offer. And I think you guys have got the link that you can share. That will we automatically put you down on this cheaper tier, $3.20, and it will also give you 10 free credits. So you'll have, if you've only got 10 people to send to, it's basically not going to cost you a thing. So yeah, it's a pretty good deal, we think.
I like it, man. I'm already on the back end building a card on my account.
Oh, cool. We
Oh,
could, I could see what you're doing if I wanted to, but
yeah,
I won't
that's
ruin that.
funny.
But
I was testing it out on you. I'm like, hey, Patrick, hope you had an amazing Thanksgiving, and hopefully we can connect this holiday season. I'll be around more in December. That's, that's I'm building it out. I like this, man. So it
yeah,
makes a lot of sense. I'd love to go in and not today because we're out of time, but I'd love to on our next call go into the automation or
yes.
those campaigns that we could build out so we can see what it looks like for our past clients, maybe our sphere, the birthday ones, and so forth. That's that's probably what I would use the most.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is the bulk of what we do. Holiday cards is just a nice sort of thing to do, but we think for house anniversaries, those birthdays, those important life events, because you can just use this to send a single card. So at any point in time, if you just went to, oh, I've heard about someone's graduation,
Mhm.
I could come in here and just search for graduation and send, you know, a single card off to somebody on the back of that. I'm probably in the wrong category, am I? Let's go. Congratulations. There you go. Graduation. There's 27 of them. Um, and I could just select one of those with a click. And so let's say it was this one. I just go create a single card. It'll just go straight into sending one individual card. And, you like you were doing yourself, you can just start writing that, you know, Tom, you know,
The
um,
user interface is pretty easy, man. Michelle's got a question. This looks like
from
the old
Michelle.
send out cards platform. Is that what it is, or is it different? Let us know.
I wouldn't say we're much like send out cards. If you find the interface familiar, that's great. We certainly didn't use them as inspiration for it. But yeah, I guess we're similar in that we do similar types of things to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, our handwriting is I don't think they do that sort of thing, and I don't think they do the gift cards and stuff. So, but yeah, we're a very different company when we're not connected with them.
Yeah, but I can already tell you from the user interface, this one was much easier. So
this is the
That's
thing.
it.
We want to make it as easy for people as possible. Now we will
Yeah.
support people as much as they need as well. So we've got great support for people through the process. And as I was saying, there's even anywhere where you might have to do a bit of second guessing and thinking about things, you'll find these little videos embedded through the process so that you can watch a little video and learn how to do something.
I like that, man. All right, everyone, there's a discount for you in the chat there. I know Jacob put it up there above. Aurora's got another question. Are there other handwriting fonts? That's a good
Oh,
question.
yes, sorry. That's a fantastic question. So
Yes.
there are many, many. There's over 30 different handwriting styles. You can have your own handwriting style converted if you're of a significant volume. You can also have your own signature converted. Um, uh, we made this one up for Tristan, but one of the things that I didn't show is we have this whole library of doodles that you can add, and that's basically what that signature is. So you can go to town with that sort of thing. And then
I like that.
to the question of handwriting styles, there are lots. Um, so let me just sort it by only handwriting. So if we wanted to change this to this one, just with a single click.
Oh, that's
Um,
easy.
and so I'll just bring up all the handwriting ones. Uh, that's the Erin one that we're using at present. I think people quite like this one if you're sort of a cursive, not
Well,
cursive
that's
person.
concise, easy.
Yeah, and you can very easily change the size of these things just with the dragger as well. So you can work out what you want. You'll see that I can even change the color of this if this wanted to be in a different color. So yeah, we didn't really get too caught up in the editor process, but you
Mhm.
can do a lot in here. It's really powerful to spend a little time, make it really your own, and that's really our strapline is keep it personal. So we want you to spend time crafting that perfect message, and then make it pretty special.
Pretty easy, man. I honestly love the simplicity of the QR code and adding the link. That was super easy. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that a lot. I
yeah,
could
and it's
see,
a
I could see using this.
and for those real number crunches, it's a great way of actually demonstrating the ROI. So you can say, I spent this amount of money to send a campaign. I got this many scans that led to this many new listings. Like you could literally draw those conclusions because you've got that
I
visibility.
like that. All right, buddy. Let's plan the next
Excellent.
one.
Yeah, that
Let's
sounds great.
let's do campaigns and some of the automation pieces.
Mhm.
I'd love to go into that. Aurora
Yeah,
says, that's really slick. Thank you. So there you go,
you're very
everybody.
welcome.
Patrick, is there a easy way to get a hold of you if we have any questions?
Yeah, sure. You can send an email straight through to patrick@cardly.net. And yeah, you contact me directly. Otherwise, you can go through our support channel, which you'll find on our homepage. And yeah, hopefully the process for anyone going through this you'll see a bit of an explainer on what we do on that page that we've shared. It's really simple. You just simply click on that Get Started Now button, and we'll ask you a couple of questions. We'll send you a free sample, and you'll be able to start doing this yourselves.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks so much. Now it's
All
time
right.
to go to
Thanks,
sleep,
everyone.
Patrick.
Oh, no, I've got to keep going. I've got meetings straight after this with
Mm.
my
Now
US
it's time to wake up then, damn it.
clients.
Go get coffee.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. All right, everyone. Great to talk. Thanks,
Thanks,
Tristan.
everybody. Thanks, Patrick.